For decades, startups chased one thing: venture capital. Pitch decks were built for it. Growth strategies were designed around it. Entire industries existed to get in front of it. But quietly, the most powerful investors in the world stopped competing with venture capital. They started replacing it. Not funds, families. The Walton family, Jeff Bezos, the Koch family, the Pritzker family. Hundreds more you rarely hear about. And unlike venture capital firms, they don't raise funds every few years. They don't answer to limited partners. They don't need exits on a timeline. They already won the game, which means they play a completely different one. Today, founders increasingly aren't asking, "How do we get a VC?" They're asking, "How do we get the right family office?" Because in modern private markets, patient capital beats fast capital, and incentives beat valuation. The venture capital model is simple. Funds raise money from investors. They deploy it. They exit within roughly 10 years. Every decision flows from that clock. A partner invests in a company, and within a few years must either scale it aggressively or replace it with another bet. Not because they want to, because they have to. Returns depend on liquidity events, IPOs or acquisitions. Which pushes behavior? Grow faster than is rational. Hire faster than sustainable. Raise at higher valuations regardless of fundamentals. This worked perfectly during the zero interest rate era. But when markets tightened in 2022, thousands of startups discovered something uncomfortable. They weren't businesses, they were funding strategies. And funding strategies collapse when funding disappears. Family offices noticed. They always do. Jeff Bezos built Amazon by ignoring quarterly expectations. That luxury exists when the decision maker controls the capital. So when Bezos invests today through Bezos Expeditions, the pattern repeats. He invested in companies like Airbnb, Twitter, early Unity Biotechnology, Altos Labs. But unlike venture funds, the investment thesis isn't tied to exit timing. It's tied to optionality. Some companies take 15 years to matter. Venture capital can't wait 15 years. A family office can wait generations, and founders know the difference. One partner is optimizing for IRR, the other is optimizing for inevitability. The Walton family, heirs to Walmart, control one of the largest pools of private capital on Earth. Through Walton Enterprises and affiliated investment vehicles, they invest across logistics, supply chain technology, fintech infrastructure, automation. Notice the pattern: not trendy apps, not short-term hype cycles. They invest where their operating knowledge compounds. Family offices don't chase categories, they extend ecosystems. This is a different philosophy from venture capital, which must pursue whatever sector currently produces outsized multiples. Families invest where they already understand risk, which means they fund companies traditional VCs often overlook: slower growing, profitable earlier, defensible sooner. Koch Industries generates over $100 billion annually, but its investment arm, Koch Disruptive Technologies, behaves differently than venture capital. They partner with companies working on industrial automation, energy transition, advanced manufacturing, enterprise software. Their goal isn't just financial return, it's integration. If a technology improves Koch's operating businesses, it has value even without a near-term exit. This changes founder behavior. When investors benefit from your survival, not just your valuation, the company builds differently. Private equity calls this alignment. Venture capital calls it slow. Family offices call it rational. After the 2022 to 2024 funding contraction, founders faced a new reality. Capital was no longer infinite, and the cheapest capital became the most expensive. Because it demanded speed over durability, family offices offered something unfamiliar. No forced exit. No fundraising treadmill. No growth mandate detached from economics. Instead, profitability acceptable. Time flexible. Strategy adaptable. In other words, companies could behave like businesses again. So deal flow shifted, quietly at first. Then structurally, family offices now participate in a growing percentage of late-stage private deals globally, not because they outbid venture firms, but because founders choose them. Venture capital optimizes for fund returns. Family offices optimize for wealth preservation across generations. One seeks exponential outcomes, the other seeks permanent ones, and in uncertain macro environments, permanence wins deals. Because the most valuable partner isn't the one who funds growth fastest, it's the one who never needs liquidity. The startup world didn't abandon venture capital, it matured past dependence on it. As markets normalized, the scarcest resource stopped being ideas. It became patient capital. And the investors best positioned to provide it were never funds, they were families. Because the longest investment horizon isn't 10 years, it's generational.